right, we are looking at the stats review, and I'm going to go through and find all of this. So first I'm going to find the mean for A. So I'm going to add them all together. So I'm adding 24 plus 31 plus 30 plus 32 plus 23 plus 25 plus 34 plus 32 plus 25 plus 21 plus 22 plus 29. That gets me 328. And then I have 22 different ones. Is that correct? I believe so. So I divide that by 22, and I get 14.9 is my mean. Now for my median, I need to rewrite this in the smallest to the biggest. I think my smallest is 21. Then we go 22. Then we've got 23. Please turn off your phones. We've got 24. Then I've got 25. And another 25. Then I've got 29. Then I've got 30. 31. I'd write this down if I were you, not just sit there. 32. Another 32 and 34. Okay, so I need to find the middle of this. So I like to just go through and cross them out because it kind of helps me find the middle the easiest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So it's between 29 and 25 because I have an even amount. So remember, I add them together and divide by 2. So my median is 27. My mode is 25 and 32. You just put both. My max is 34. My min is 21. Because that's the biggest number I got, is 34. For data set A, there's no number bigger than 34. Okay. Quartiles. I'm looking right here. I've got to find the center here. So please stop talking. So I have 23.5. And here's my center here. It's 31.5. So if I'm making my histogram, so your histogram is going to look like this, where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're starting with 34. Okay, so we can fit pretty much each of them. 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, and we'll add 22 and 21 to the end here. And we're just marking down how many they have. So like I have 121 and I have 122. Okay? I have 123, I have 124, but I have 2 25s. I don't have any 26, 27s, or 28. I just have 129. I just have 130, 131. I have 2 32s. And then I have 134. Yeah, and I'm just making how many of them I have. Describe the data set. Would you say this is skewed to the left, right, or symmetric? Skewed to the left, right, or symmetric. So if I cut that down, right down the middle, would it be symmetrical? So symmetrical is like I could fold it in half And it would be the same on both sides. Okay? So if I folded this in half, would it be about the same? Or would I say it is skewed to the left, meaning there's almost nothing on the left and a ton on the right? Or is it skewed to the right, meaning there's a ton on the left and none on the right? I would say this is either skewed to the left or symmetrical, but I would say it's probably closest to symmetrical. Okay? So now you're going to answer, you're going to do 4 and 5, but before we do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about standard deviation. Okay? So this is important, this is stuff that you'll need to know. Standard deviation means you find the mean. So this is something you should probably write down, so you could do it on the back of this packet of paper. Okay, so to find standard deviation, we, 1, find the mean. 2, we're going to subtract the mean and square the results. So we're going to subtract the mean from each piece of data. From each data point. And we're only going to try this once, and then I'm going to show you in the future some ways to do it that are easier. From each data point, and then square the results. Okay? Then find the mean of those squareds. And then we're going to take the square root. Okay, so we're going to do this with the numbers we have. Square the results. Okay. Okay, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so we can see this better. All right, so I have 24, 31, 30, 32, 23, 25, 34, 32, 25, 21, 22, and 29. Okay? So these are my numbers. I know that my mean for this is 14.9. Okay? So first I'm going to subtract the mean. Subtract mean. And then I'm going to take that answer and I'm going to square it. Okay? Then I'm going to add all of these up, divide by how many there are. And then square root it. Add them all up, divide by how many there are. And then finally square root it. Okay? So from each of these, I'm going to take away 14.9. So I'm going to go 24 minus 14.9 gives us 9.1. 31 minus 14.9 gives us 16.1. 30 minus 14.9 gives us 15.1. Okay. 32 minus 14.9 gives us 17.1. 23 minus 14.9 gives us 8.1. 25 minus 14.9 gives us 10.1. 34 minus 14.9 gives us 19.1. 32 minus 14.9 gives us 17.1. 25 minus 14.1 gives me 10.9. 21 minus 14.9 gives us 6.1. 22 minus 14.9 gives us 7.1. And 29 minus 14.9 gives us 14.1. Now we're going to take each of these and we're squaring them. So we're going 9.1 squared gives us 82.81. 16.1 squared gives us 259.21. 15.1 squared gives us 228.01. 17.1 squared gives us 292.41. 8.1 squared gives us 65.61. 10.1 squared gives me 102.01. 19.1 squared gives me 364.81. I got this number and I square it. I subtracted like 14.9 from each of these. 17.1 squared is 292. 10.9 squared is 118.81. 6.1 squared, oops, I did 601. 6.1 squared gives me 37.21. 7.1 squared gives me 50.41. And 14.1 squared gives me 198.81. Now we're going to add all of these up. So once we've squared them all, we're going to add them all up. So we're going to go 198.81 plus 50.41 plus 37.21 plus 118.81 plus 292.4 plus 364.81 plus 102.01 plus 65.61 plus 292.41 plus 288.01 plus 259.21 plus 82.81. So I add them all up, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I divide that by 12. And that gives me 174.376. Okay, and then I'm going to take the square root of that. I know there are so many steps. And I get 13.2 is my standard deviation. Okay? So there is a much shorter way, which I'm going to teach you on the calculator. Okay? Right now, what I want you to do is I went through all of one of those. For number 4, you're going to take this data set B right here at the top. You're going to find the mean, median, mode, max, min, quartiles, and interquartile range. And you're going to make a histogram of it. Tell me if you think it's skewed to the left, skewed to the right, and symmetrical. Remember, skewed to the left means most of the information's on the right. Skewed to the right means most of the information is on the left. It's like the opposite of what you think. Okay? And then you're going to find the standard deviation of B. We found A. I'll put the steps back on the board for you. Okay? That's all I'm asking you to do for today and today's homework. Actually, no, that's not true. That's not all I'm going to ask you to do. Where is my packet from yesterday. So, in the packet that we did yesterday, I'm going to have you guys try these multiple choice questions from your homework. So this is what I want you to do in class today. I want you to find this information for data set B. And then for your homework, I want you to do statistics day 2 homework. All of this. So I'm giving you 10 points for each of these because I know how much work this is. So for this, right here, if you don't get to the standard deviation, that's okay. I'm going to show you a shortcut. Okay, so at least in class today, I want you to find the mean, median, mode, max, min, and quartiles of data set B right here. Okay, and then your homework is going to be these 10 multiple choice questions from yesterday's stuff. Okay, questions about what you need to be doing. I highly recommend doing this in class, finishing this histogram up, answering the few questions about it, and then doing this at home, or if you have enough time, you can do both. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay? So I promise I'm going to teach you an easier way to do standard deviation.